Hi everybody, I'm making chicken with sweet corn today and the ingredients are, so I have about 500 grams of breast boneless fillet pieces that I've sliced lengthways, and then I've seasoned it with salt and smoked paprika with a little bit of lemon, and here I have some cut up parsley, and I'm also going to be using this sweet corn in the recipe. What you need to do is heat 2 tablespoons of butter in a pan like this. It's a heavy pan, so I feel heavy pans cook food evenly. And then we take some parsley, cut it up and saute it. If for any reason you can't find parsley, then you can use dried basil, dried oregano or dried parsley. And while that sautés, I've added half a teaspoon of minced garlic to this chicken. I place the chicken in the hot butter and I'm going to cook it about 2 to 3 minutes each side. Okay, we're going to take the chicken pieces out, and if you've noticed, I've taken the pan off the fire. Don't want to cook the chicken too much. We'll let the juices and butter remain in that pan. Put that back on the fire and empty a can of sweet corn. Saute this, guys. I sauteed the corn and then I seasoned it with salt and crackled black pepper. Then I've added one large capsicum which I sliced very thinly and mix it well. At this point, if you feel you need a little more butter, please add some. I didn't overcook the capsicum, it just needed a minute or so. So I've taken that out and set it aside, and in the same pan I've added 2 more tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of flour. You're going to make a white sauce. I think most of you know how to make one by now. Don't let this butter and flour mixture burn. You have to keep stirring it, and when it starts to smell nice and toasty, and when you see the color is turning a little light golden brown, and you have to take it off the stove and add cold milk, a little bit at a time. Normally I add about 1.5 cup of cold milk. I have to get rid of these lumps. Normally I use a whisk, but I'm being lazy right now. You can add 1.5 cup of cold milk and then keep adding a little bit of milk at a time till you reach the desired consistency. Season this with some pepper, some dried herbs of your choice, 1 chicken stock, and I'm just going to add 1 cup of cheese. I added a teaspoon of vinegar to this. You may add a teaspoon of lemon instead. And while this sauce thickens, I must tell you that I've cut up the chicken into thick slices. I just want to tell you at this point that whenever you make chicken steaks, or there's grilled chicken for sandwiches or any kind of beef steaks and you want to cut it up, don't cut it immediately, because if you do, then the juices flow out. You have to let it rest for at least 5 minutes before you slice it, and that's exactly what I've done right now. Check for seasoning. If I need some more salt or vinegar or lemon, I will let you know. So I had a few cherry tomatoes lying at home. I sliced that up and I put that in along with some jalapenos because I love chili in my food. I had some coriander. I didn't have basil, so I put that, but you can put any herb you like at the end of it. I also checked for seasoning. I felt the salt and the pepper was less, so I added that. And I also felt that the garlic was less, so I added a little bit of garlic powder, which is such an easy thing to do because obviously you can't add garlic at this point. So I think this is ready, and I'm just going to take a bite. And I'm going to let it cook for about another minute or two. And this is ready. So do you think you guys will make this? It's a win-win recipe. It's a sure shot at impressing your friends, and you guys saw that it actually took about 15 minutes. Well, it didn't take 15 minutes. It took slightly longer than that, but you know what I mean. If you don't have chicken, guys, you can always use fish. This is absolutely ready. You can scoop it up with some nice garlic bread or just simple toast at home. And I want you to know that if you like, you can add Parmesan cheese to this right at the end before serving.